A 911 call from a distressed woman in Utah seemed like a cry for help. But when deputies arrived, they weren't prepared for what they would uncover inside the house. What began as a mental health check quickly spiraled into a horrifying case of animal cruelty. Officers responded to a residence in American Fork, Utah, after a woman called 911 stating she wanted to hurt herself.
What's the address of your emergency? What's going on?
When police arrived, she initially refused to come outside, then suddenly ran from the house. She was screaming, then bolted from the front door barefoot. While medics tended to the woman's mental state,
into the ambulance, she reportedly says she should go to jail rather than the hospital because, quote, she hurt her sweet babies.
Something inside the home caught an officer's attention.
That's worse than a body, dude.
The overwhelming smell of ammonia. Curious and concerned, deputies peeked through the windows.
You did better than I did. I started losing it right there. Uniform I'm worried about.
The overpowering effects of the smell inside makes it difficult to imagine how any creature, human or animal, is able to live in that environment. It's imperative to get the dogs out of the home as soon as possible.
There's an owner to the Great Danes. He's coming from Salt Lake to pick the Great Danes up.
Them all those puppies in them cages are Great Danes.
No, all of them.
Most of those that I just looked at
Were they? I thought there was like
that big.
Because there's this little
this
guy.
little, but you look back in the back. Great Danes up that. Husky back there.
Easy.
Stop it.
As the cops try to find a way into the fenced backyard, they begin to wonder exactly how and why Sarah has amassed this outrageous number of dogs.
Well, I think she's advertising that she trained them.
It'll take further investigation to turn speculation into fact. In the meantime, the cops have problems that require more immediate solutions.
Sam, do you got a saw?
Saw?
Yeah.
If you don't have AC, it's turned off.
The overgrowth blocking the fence is substantial, but fortunately, the deputy has come prepared.
I got an axe. There. Come on, Pops. Come on out. Come on, puppy. Come on. Come on, Pops.
The dog's reluctance to leave the house is only matched by the deputy's reluctance to go back in. This time, at least, they'll have protection.
I got mine out. I'll go get it. Meet me inside.
What they saw made their stomachs turn. Feces smeared across the floors, piles of garbage and movement, lots of it.
More dogs. 3 dogs. All malnourished.
The deputies return to the living room to verify just how many dogs live in this house of filth.
There are dogs in there, at least a dozen, maybe more. That was enough to request a warrant.
Cages. So we got the 3 that are out, right? I got 3 in those cages. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. One under here.
Once inside, deputies found 19 dogs.
Take some cell phone video.
Are you in?
The home had become a biohazard, and what they would find next was worse than expected.
Hey, this is bad. I'll go get mine.
This one right here was a
We have 19.
dying there. I'm pretty sure that was a dog.
Malnourished, filthy, some injured, all living in absolute filth. None of them had access to clean water. Many were caged or trapped in tiny spaces. I don't even know how they're alive in here. The smell is unreal. Animal control was called in immediately. It took hours to safely remove every single dog.
Hey. It's okay. It's okay. Come on, big dog. Come on. Come on, buddy.
The dog doesn't quite trust this masked stranger, but his lack of aggression leaves the deputy free to take in the full horror of the scene around him.
It's okay, boy. That animal, severely starved, skinny, no water. It's okay. It's like a bedroom. She does have dog food in one bag, 2 bags of dog food.
The food in the pantry hasn't prevented the dogs from reaching a malnourished state. The deputy's partner is next to take a good look at the living room. As he comes to terms with what he's seeing, his partner dismantles a fortress of wire and cardboard blocking access to the hallway.
Feces all over the floor. Hey, Sam, if you can find a window, let's start opening windows.
Meanwhile, the other deputy searches what appeared to be an abandoned wing of the house.
More dogs. 3 dogs. All malnourished.
The deputies return to the living room to verify just how many dogs live in this house of filth.
We need a dog count. What? A dog count. So I've got... There's at least 8 in cages. So we got the 3 that are out, right? I got 3 in those cages. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. One under here.
The home must be seen to be believed, which is exactly what the sergeant has in mind.
Take some cell phone video.
Are you willing to sacrifice your cell phone?
Yeah, it's fine, but have you touched anything?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Look, the air. Hey, this is bad. I'll go get mine.
This one right here was a
We
dead
have
dog. There's
19.
one dying there. I'm pretty sure that was a dog in there.
It's a dog. It's alive.
Well, there's
19
There's
dogs.
a live dog in here.
There's 19 dogs in here, Caleb. They're all malnourished.
A local animal sanctuary called Best Friends will help relocate most of the dogs. But that's not the end of police involvement. They talked to Sarah that afternoon in the hospital and tried to determine how exactly things at her house deteriorated to this extreme.
Okay, so, and this part might freak you out a little bit, but I'm going to read you your rights. It's only because in order to ask you questions about what's going on, I have to read you these first. I've kind of got a little background of your training that you do with the animals, and
Not anymore, but yeah, I was doing it.
yeah, maybe not anymore.
This is a repetitive problem with me when things get really bad. And my parents and I don't talk that sort of thing, so I got really lonely, and I got that same dumb feeling that this would somehow fix it. And I can't, nobody could do that.
Sure.
Sarah may be puzzled by her own choices, but the fact is that many innocent animals suffered as a result. It soon becomes clear that this is not the first time this has happened.
Have you ever had a police case about this kind of thing before in Tennessee?
I have had, the Ray County Sheriffs, they didn't do anything because, once again, I was extremely mentally ill. I said, would you please take them? I can't care for them anymore. So they did take them and some things. So yes, there has been some police involvement.
As regrettable as it is that Sarah hasn't learned from her previous failures, there is an even more frightening truth about how she acquired some of the dogs.
Have you come across the 3 that you did have that belonged to someone else?
I saw he had a Great Dane puppy for sale, and he said, and I said, oh, she's cute, but I don't have, $1,800. So, and then he said, I told him I was a dog trainer. So 2 of them were theoretically mine, and the male was always his that I was going to train to pay for the 2 girls.
In an interview with the local news, Ryan, the owner of those Great Danes, said it had been months since he'd heard anything about the training progress of his puppies. Indeed, it was only when he told Sarah that morning that he was on his way to pick up the dogs that she turned herself in to the police.
Straight up with everybody about everything and stop hiding behind the shame or whatever, and just say, sadly, this is who I am. I hope it's not all I am, but it's, yeah.
Ryan's imminent arrival may have inspired Sarah's honesty more than her own breakthrough, but it's worth noting that she didn't just tell him in passing that she was an animal trainer. She advertised her business, Pet Pros Behavior Services, on Facebook and elsewhere, offering in-home and remote training sessions for a premium price. The police report states that Sarah's house and even the inside of her car was covered in feces. Ironically, the only part of the property relatively free of feces was the yard. Sarah tells the deputies that she hasn't been able to properly feed and care for the dogs for at least 3 or 4 weeks, an admission that at least partially explains the condition of her animals and the disaster that is her home.
I can say that I have no idea how you lived. Because when I opened the door to your house, I could not even go inside.
Every day.
Were you living in the house or were you living in your car?
In the house.
Where did you sleep?
The woman was later identified as a 48-year-old resident with a history of mental health struggles. She initially claimed she was taking care of the dogs and rescuing them, but the conditions said otherwise. You said they're rescues, but they're barely surviving. Investigators determined that several of the dogs were close to death. Some had been eating garbage. Others had visible sores and infections. The woman was arrested and charged with 19 counts of animal cruelty, along with obstruction of justice. Officials believe this wasn't a short-term case. The neglect had been going on for months. This is one of the worst cases we've seen. These animals were left to suffer in silence. Neighbors told reporters they often heard barking, but never imagined it was this severe. All 19 dogs are now recovering in local shelters, slowly regaining weight and learning to trust again. The woman remains in custody pending a mental health evaluation. These dogs didn't deserve this, but they're fighters. Animal rights activists are using this case to call for stronger protections and routine wellness checks for self-proclaimed rescuers. What started as a call for help revealed something far darker. In cases like this, it's not just one life at risk, it's dozens. Neglect hides behind closed doors, but the consequences always find the light.